So first of all, congratulations on all of that. It was a really cool video that they put out there of how they told you basically of this induction. And when you think back on your time in Pittsburgh, what stands out first in your mind?
Well, I think it was my first major league job, so that was number one. I was a thrill to be named I believe, 33rd manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was my first major league job, and it ended up being kind of a three-phase thing. We weren't very good to start with, and that was phase one. And then phase two, we got real good. And then phase three, we weren't going to be able to sustain it with the payroll and everything. So, there were different segments of it, and I enjoyed every bit of it, every one of them.
Now, Jim, I apologize for any feelings this may conjure up, but I was born in 1993. But hearing people talk about you and how they love that you wore your emotions on your sleeve, you showed how much you cared. They love that you snuck a cigarette every once in a while, like all that stuff, that you were relatable. What was your relationship like with the city of Pittsburgh and with Pirates fans?
Well, I'd never been to Pittsburgh in my life until I went for the interview, but my dad was from Butler, Pennsylvania. My dad was one of 16 brothers and 15 brothers and sisters, and they moved up to Toledo, Ohio to work for the Libyone Sport Glass Company. I think it was like Standard Plate Glass or something in the area at the time. But anyway, so my dad told me quite a bit about Pittsburgh, and he said, you're going to love the people. And he was right, and everybody talks about, like I said yesterday in an interview, it's a beautiful city, but it's really the people in Pittsburgh that make it beautiful. It's just that simple. They kind of accepted me right away. I think at first when they announced me, they had no idea who it was, but they gave me a chance, and I'll never forget that. They gave me an opportunity to kind of prove myself. And the fans and myself, to be honest with you, for the most part, some didn't like you, obviously, but for the most part, we became friends. Maybe, we didn't see each other a lot, or I didn't even know some of the names, but some of the fans that came, we kind of became friends, and the whole team did. And they supported those teams, and they got into baseball. They really got into baseball. The chief, Art Rooney, was originally a big baseball guy. So, I had a lot of conversation with him, and it was just, we just clicked. It was just one of those things. And, there was, some people that didn't care for you as much as others, but in general, the city and I became friends.
Talking to Hall of Famer and now Pirates Hall of Famer Jim Leyland right here on 93.7 The Fan. So, Jim, what was your approach to the players? How did you kind of relate to them, and did it change throughout your managerial career?
No, it never changed, to be honest with you. And I talk about this a lot. I'm going to talk about it in my Hall of Fame speech. I tried to establish a perfect temperature in the clubhouse, and you don't always get that. You don't get it every year. Some years you do, but I tried to establish a perfect temperature in the clubhouse. I tried to make it a fun place to come and a great place to work. I always felt myself and the coaches, our responsibility was to get the best version of the player, and you do that by being honest with them, working with them, keeping their confidence up. And I wanted one heartbeat in the organization. I think we got that for quite a while, and I had the support of the front office, and that's very important. And I'm talking about all the workers in the front office and all the people that work there, clubhouse guys, PR guys. I mean, it takes a whole team, and I tried to establish that rapport with everybody, and I think it helped my relationship with the players.
So I can't help but notice, and I'm sure they did this on purpose, but you're going in with Manny Sanguillen and also with Barry Bonds. And we all know and remember that spring training incident with you and him that was caught on camera. And I know you've said since that it was kind of an unfortunate moment to be captured like that because you guys had a good relationship. So does it make it extra special that you're going in with him? And did the Pirates tell you that they were going to do that?
Yeah, well, we talked about this a while back, but they were trying to plan a perfect time to announce it. So I actually got the news opening day when I threw out the first pitch. Mr. Nutting came in and talked to me about this, and I know they were still talking to Barry. They were going to talk to Barry at the time, but yeah, it's very special. I mean, Barry and I laugh about things a lot. We still talk to this day. We have a great relationship. The utmost respect. Not only one of the greatest Pirates, he's one of the greatest players ever played a game. So, I think it's appropriate that he's being put in, and I think it's just a wonderful situation. And in fact, I played against Manny Sanguine in 1965. He played for the Batavia Pirates, and I played for the Jamestown Tigers. So Manny and I go way back as well, and I've known him for years. And, of course, what a great hitter, great catcher, great arm, and a personality that you just can't match. So, it's a nice class. I don't know how they, come to grips with who they put in or when they put them in, but, to go in with Maz and Willie Stargell and Clemente and Parker and all those guys, I mean, what an honor. I can't believe it. And I think, realistically, the Hall of Fame is about players. And I think it's just fortunate that managers now and then get to tag along. And, to be one of 23 managers in the history of the game to go in the Hall of Fame, that's really something for me. I had no idea. I never thought it would ever happen. I didn't really think about it. And the Pirate Hall of Fame is something that's a little bit different because it's the one team. And you have a tie to that team for the rest of your life. And to be put in their Hall of Fame is quite an honor.